Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into the colorful world of adjectives, the words that make our language vivid and expressive. But here is the twist, we will also break down the difference between adjectives and adverbs, a common area of confusion for many English learners. By the end of this video, you will not only know the types of adjectives, but you will also clearly understand when to use an adjective versus an adverb with rules and easy examples. So let's get started. Adverb versus adjectives. What is the difference? Adverbs are used similarly to another part of a speech known as adjectives. Both adjectives and adverbs are used as modifiers in sentences. So both adjectives and adverbs we are using in our sentences as modifiers. It means they give more information when used with other words. They help us to get more information. The main difference between adjective and adverbs is what words they modify. Adjectives only modify nouns and pronouns. Points should be noted. Adjectives only modify nouns and pronouns. As mentioned previously, as I discussed previously in my adverbs video, which I have already made. So kindly watch that video. So adverbs can modify verbs, adjectives, other adverbs, entire sentences and clauses. So this is the main difference between an adjective and an adverb. The key to determining whether to use an adjective or an adverb as a modifier is to figure out what part of a speech is being modified. Whether it is modifying noun and pronoun or it is modifying verbs, adjectives, entire sentences and clauses and even other adverbs. So these are the main key to determine how to know an adjective or an adverb. If you want to modify a noun or a pronoun, you need an adjective. If you want to modify a noun or a pronoun, we need an adjective. If you want to modify something else, it means verbs, adjectives, other adverbs, entire sentences and clauses, we need an adverb. So adjective versus adverbs. Now question may arise, can a single word act as an adjective and an adverb in the same sentence? Now look at the example. She wore a brightly colored dress. She wore a brightly colored dress. Brightly. It is an adverb. How? It is describing the verb wore. Past verb wear. So it is describing the verb wore. Brightly is an adverb. Now I think it is an adjective. The other one is saying that it is an adjective because it is describing dress and follow an article a that we usually place before adjectives. So yes, in this case, it is used. You both are right. Both are right. How? In this case, brightly typically function as an adverb which is modifying the verb wore, past form wear. However, it also serves as an adjective describing the dress directly. Thus, brightly operates as both an adverb and adjective in this sentence. So we can use a single word which can act as an adjective and adverb in the same sentence, which we have looked at this example. So this is about the same example. Now, what is an adjective? An adjective's role is to describe, to modify nouns and pronouns. It describes nouns and pronouns. It modify nouns and pronouns. So it is role of adjective. They can also be used to count a quantity. Most important point which should be noted that adjectives cannot modify verbs or adverbs or other adjectives. In English, the adjective usually comes right before the noun. Usually come right before the noun, but it can also be a predicate adjective. It means when it follows a linking verb such as to be, to feel, to seem, etc. So it usually comes right before the noun, but it can also be a predicate adjective. It means it follows a linking verb such as to be, to feel, to seem, etc. However, it is not always placed right before the noun. Sometimes it comes after. Points will be noted. It is not that we use an adjective which we are keeping right before the noun. Sometimes it comes after noun. Some example are given. Her eyes are blue. So I are linking verb, are linking verb, and blue is adjective, and eyes are noun. This long jacket is mine. So jacket is noun and long is modifying it. So long is in this case it is an adjective. This sugary cupcake is delicious. So sugary and delicious both are adjective. Sugary is modifying, describing about the cupcake. Sugary cupcake and about the taste of cupcake is delicious. So delicious is also which is coming after linking verb is. So delicious is also an adjective. So sugary and delicious both are adjective in this sentence. Her hair is brown. So in this case, it is linking verb and brown is adjective. Describing about here, which is a noun. Yesterday, next example, yesterday I picked up 4 pink flowers from the garden. Flowers are noun, and pink is an adjective describing about noun, flowers. So linking verbs, a verb which is used to be re-identify or to describe its subject. Example, re-identifying the subjects, re-identifies the subject. He is a monster. In this case, a monster is a noun, is linking verb, and as he is subject. And a monster is subject complement. Example, how linking verbs helps in describing the subject. He looks stunning. In this case, he is subject, looks is linking verb, stunning is subject complement, and in this case, stunning describing about looks, about the noun. Noun is he. So he in this case is subject and stunning is an adjective. So it in second example, adjective is coming after linking verb. In the first example, also he is a monster. So in this case, it is linking verb is only describing about the noun. He is a monster. Subject complement. What are the forms of adjectives? There are 3 main types of adjectives: absolutes, comparative, and superlative. Absolute adjectives, it usually cannot be intensified or compared. For the case of an absolute adjective, it usually cannot be intensified. It can't be intensified or compared. We cannot intensify it, compared it. It is ultimate, final. Here are some examples. The final look is giving, the final statement is providing. Her room is messy, means very dirty. Messy in this case is absolute adjective. Ultimate word is given by about room. An awful skirt. Awful is absolute adjective. The empty house, it is ultimate words given by any subject. By any subject. The empty house. So empty is absolute adjective. So an absolute adjective usually cannot be intensified or compared. It is ultimate, it is final. So these few examples are given. What is a comparative adjective? Which make a comparison, as a word indicates. Comparison means we are comparing two things, between two or more things. One syllable adjectives can become comparative by adding the suffix er or r if the adjective already ends with e in its base form. This is also true for some two-syllable adjectives. Usually, this applies for two-syllable adjectives ending in er, o, w, ley, or ure. So, I will make the separate videos of adjectives again. No need to be confused. Other adjectives formed of two syllables before comparative by adding the word more. So when one syllable adjectives adding the suffix er or r, when there is a two syllable adjectives, usually these applies for two syllables syllable adjectives which are ending in er, o, w, ley, or ure. If it is more than two syllables, we use by adding the word more, making a comparative adjective. So example of comparative adjective, her room is messier than his, more dirty than his. Messier means very dirty. So her room is messier than his. So in this case, ear, messier. So two syllable. Now the skirt is more awful than I have imagined. More awful. Full. So here is, we are using more than two syllable. So more. The house could not be emptier. Emptier is comparative adjectives. Emptier. Two syllable. So we are using empty and then it becomes y. We have removing and adding IER. So it is about a comparative adjective. Superlative adjective is the highest degree of adjective, as the word indicates, super. So in general, one syllable adjectives become superlative by adding suffix est at the end. That is also true for some two syllable adjectives. Adjectives ending in y are usually replaced with the ending iest. On the other hand, adjectives with three or more syllables become superlative by adding the word most before it. In this form, the article before the adjective is always the rather than a or an. So the article before the adjective, the article what we are using before the adjective is almost always the rather than a or an. We are using the rather than a or an. The few examples of superlative adjectives. The messiest room is hers. This is the most awful skirt that I have ever seen. This house is the most empty I have ever visited. So, busiest, most woeful, most empty. So, these are the superlative adjectives. I will make the separate video of adjective again and explain it in detail. What are coordinate adjectives? Coordinate adjectives are separated by comma. The most important point, the coordinate adjective are separated by comma. Separated by comma or by the word and. Coordinate adjectives are adjectives which are separated by a comma or by the word and. They modify the same noun and to the same degree, whether it is absolute, comparative, or superlative. So example is given. Look at the example. His shirt is blue and white. So in this sentence, we are describing about shirt. So blue and white, two adjectives, it function as a coordinate adjective. So we have separated the two adjectives by the word and blue and white. Same if we are describing that using that this is a long busy week, when we are not using that and using it modifying the same to the same degree, so we are using comma appear next to one to another. They appear right next one to another. Long, comma, busy week. This is a long, comma, busy week. So when the adjective right before the noun is very closely related to it, both adjectives are in fact one semantic unit modified by the first adjective. When that happens, the adjectives are not separated. They appear right next one to another. Examples: my cat has long white hair. This is an all creaky door. So when the adjectives right before the noun and it is very closely related to it, both adjectives are in fact one semantic unit. Long white hair, all creaky door, modified by the first adjective. Long white hair, all creaky door. First adjective long, old. Second sentence old. When that happens, the adjective are not separated. They appear right next one to another. My cat has long white hair. So it is not separated. It is in one semantic unit. This is an old creaky door. Old creaky door. To determine if adjectives are coordinate or not, we can try inserting the word and, which we have seen in the example. His shirt is blue and white in between, or switching the order of the adjectives. If it works smoothly, they are coordinated. If the sentence loses its sense, the adjectives are not coordinated. If the sentence is not meaningful and if you are using it, then the adjectives are not coordinated. Adjective versus adverbs. Adjectives are words that modify or describe nouns or pronouns. They describe more about nouns or pronouns, providing more information about their attributes, about their qualities. For example, in the phrase beautiful flower. In the phrase beautiful flower, the word beautiful is an adjective that describes the noun flower. On the other hand, adverbs modify or describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs, or even sentences or clauses indicating manner, time, place, degree, or frequency. So when it modifies other adverbs, it indicating manner, time, place, degree, or frequency. So adverbs can modify or describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs indicating manner, time, place, degree, or frequency. Example is given: she sings beautifully. So in this case, the adverb beautifully modifies the verb sings, describing how she sings. So it is the main difference between the adjective and adverbs. What is an adjective and adverb? Adjective is a verb. An adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun or pronoun. It gives more information about the qualities, quantities of the noun or pronoun, giving a clearer picture, meaningful picture of what it represents. An adverb is a word that describes or modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Adverb often explain when, where, how, in what manner, or to what extent an action is performed. So I have made the video of adverb. Kindly watch that. You will understand it very nicely. Few examples of adjectives and adverbs are given. The massive elephant trumpeted loudly. The massive is an adjective which is describing about elephant. Seawood, sparkling, diamond necklace, diamond noun, and sparkling is an adjective. Next example, he has a keen interest in science. So interest in noun and keen is an adjective. They entered a haunted house at night. So house is a noun and haunted is an adjective. See on say fluffy white cat. So fluffy white cat. So cat is a noun and it's this fluffy is an adjective. Fluffy white cat. Fluffy white cat is an adjective. The soup was scalding hot. Scalding means extremely hot. So scalding in this case is an adjective. Hot is a noun. Now, example of adverbs, he sings beautifully, he quickly adjusted his tie, they laughed loudly during the movie, she moved silently through the hallway, he diligently completed his homework, they responded promptly to the request. So in this case, beautifully, quickly, loudly, silently, diligently, promptly are adverbs. Beautifully, verb modify verbs, that is sings, quickly is modifying adjusted, then again, loudly is modifying verb laughed, silently modifying verb moved, diligently modifying verb completed, promptly modifying verb responded. So you have looked at all the examples. Sometimes it is coming before the verb and sometimes it is coming after the verbs. Like this, adverb is modifying verbs, adverbs are other adjectives. So we are going to compare, do the comparison of adjectives and adverbs. Adjectives and adverbs are important modifiers, crucial modifiers, integral modifiers in the English language. And while they have similarities, their primary function differs significantly. Placement in sentences, adjective, about how we key adjectives in our sentences. So adjectives typically come from before the noun, they modify typically, usually, not always. Typically adjectives come before the noun, they modify. However, they can also appear after linking verbs such as is, are, was, etc. Example is given, she is talented, talented is adjective. After linking verb is, the red balloon floated away, so balloon is a noun and red is an adjective. So it's you have seen that the adjectives come before the noun. So noun is balloons and red is an adjective, and adjectives come after a linking verb. So she is talented. In this case, is linking verb and talented is an adjective. Now about adverbs placement in sentences, most often they appear after the verb they modify. However, depending on the emphasis or meaning, their placement can shift, their placement can change. Example, he walked slowly. So it comes after verbs. They appear after the verbs mostly. So he walked slowly. Slowly is an adverb. Modifying verb, past verb, walk. She often visits her grandfather. So it's emphasizing how often he visits. So visits is a verb and often is coming before because it is giving. Often is an adverb which is we are keeping it before the verb because it is giving the meaning of emphasizing. Now, second comparison is formation. Generally, maintain adjectives maintain a consistent form, constant form. Example, happy, sad, long, short. So, adverbs many are formed by adding, mostly are formed by adding suffix ly to an adjective. Example, happily, sadly, longingly, shortly. So, these are formed by adding suffix ly. However, note that not all adverbs end in ly, such as well, fast, and hard. So I have explained irregular, regular adverbs also, irregular, regular verbs also in my video. Third is comparative and superlative forms. Adjective use er or est, or words like more or most as a prefix, and er or est as a suffix. Example, big, bigger, biggest, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Adverbs generally use more and most for their comparative and superlative forms, but they are exceptions. There are exceptions. So comparative and superlative forms adjectives mostly use er or er or est suffix with words, or and it also uses more or most for comparative and superlative forms. Example, big, bigger, biggest, or beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Adverbs generally use more and most for their comparative and superlative forms, but there are few exceptions as well. Example, quickly, more quickly, most quickly, but fast, faster, fastest. Modifying rules, adjectives exclusively modify nouns and pronouns. This is the function of adjectives. It modifies, it exclusively modify nouns and pronouns. Example, a noisy celebration. Noisy is adjective is an adjective and celebration is a noun. A noisy celebration. About adverbs, adverbs had a broader range, wide range, modifying verbs. It modifies an adjective, other adverbs, and even whole sentences or clauses. Example, she sang very well. It's too cold. So in this case, very well, adverb too is adverb. So it is modifying verbs, adverbs, when adverb modifying another adverbs very. Cold is adjective, it is modifying a TOO2 adverb. So adverbs have a broader range modifying verbs, adjectives, other adverbs, and even whole sentences. So in these two examples, we have seen she sang very well. So very is modifying adverb. Well, it's too cold. So too is an adverb which is modifying cold adjective. There are few exceptions and irregularities. Some adjectives look like adverbs. For instance, for example, fast can be used as an adjective, a fast car, and an adverb, run fast. For example, fast can be an adjective when we use a fast car. An adverb, run fast. Run, verb, and modifying verb, fast. So it becomes an adverb. Fast car, car is a noun and fast is an adjective. So some adjectives look like adverbs. So not all adverbs are formed from about adverbs, not all adverbs are formed from adjectives, and not all end in by adding suffix ly. Example include well, often, never. So now the question arises, typically a question and answers, adjectives typically answer question like which, what kind of, how many. So typically adjectives help in answering questions like which, what kind of, and how many. Example, the last cookie, a blue sky, 3 books, how many books, what kind of sky, a blue sky, the last cookie. So these are the adjectives help in typically answering questioning, like which, what kind of, how many. Adverbs questions such as how, when, where, and to what degree. How, when, where, and to what degree. Example, he reads daily. She left early. To what degree? They live nearby. Where? Answering the question where they live. They live nearby. She left early. To what degree? She left early. He reads daily. When he reads daily. So he is almost finished. So these are the adjectives always help in answering questions such as how, when, where, and to what degree. Understanding the nuances between adjectives and adverb is important for robust, important, and precise communication, effective, efficient communication. They have unique roles, yet together they help to make a clearer and more clean, lucid, vivid picture in language. How to use adjectives and adverbs in a sentence? Using adjectives, Before a noun, we use adjective before a noun. Adjectives can introduce a noun by providing specific details, by providing specific information. Example, the massive tree overshadowed the small house. So the massive is adjective, which is giving information about tree. Before a noun. After we use adjective after linking verbs, which connects the subject to its complement. Adjectives can help describe the subject. The sunset looks breathtaking. So in this case, looks is a linking verb and breathtaking is adjective. So linking verbs, when linking verbs connect the subject to its complement, adjective can help describe the subject. Very important point should be noted when a linking verb. In this example, looks is a linking verb which connects the subject. The subject is the sunset and complement is breathtaking. So breathtaking is an adjective which can help describe the subject, the sunset. The sunset looks breathtaking. Adjectives is used in predicate construction. Sometimes adjectives can follow a noun and still qualify it. The book, dusty and forgotten, lay on the shelf. The book, comma, dusty and forgotten, comma, lay on the shelf. So dusty and forgotten are adjectives. In a series, use multiple adjectives in a sequence to provide a detailed description. Just ensure they are in the correct order. Opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. So adjectives are used in a series. See, about a beautiful, large, antique, oval, mahogany table. So beautiful, large, antique, oval, mahogany. These are describing about the table, which is a noun. So it is, we use a multiple adjectives in a sequence to give a particular information, detailed description, giving about the detailed information. Opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. Now, fifth use with compound adjectives. When an adjective consists of more than one word, hyphenate them. We use hyphen if they come before the noun. If they come before the noun, the most important point, when an adjective comprises more than one word, we have to use hyphen, hyphenate them if they come before the noun. The example is given, the well-known actor arrived. His performance was out of this world. So well-known actor is noun and well-known is adjectives. So it is considered as a compound adjectives. We have to hyphenate them. So well hyphen noun. Well known, it is an adjective which is modifying noun actor. So with adjectives with compound adjectives, when an adjective consists of more than one, comprises more than one word, we have to hyphenate them if they come before the noun. In this example sentence, actor is a noun and well known is adjective. So well hyphen noun. How to use adverbs in our sentences. Adverbs used to modify a verb, modify an adjective, modify another adverb, placement with verbs, beginning of sentences. So, primarily role of an adverb is to, the most important primary role of an adverb is to modify a verb. It helps in modifying a verb, giving us more information about any action, any specific action. Example, the bird sang melodiously. So in this case, sang is verb, past verb, and melodiously is an adverb. Adverbs used to modify adjectives. Adverbs can also intensify or limit adjectives. The cake is extremely delicious. So extremely is adverbs modifying delicious adjective. Is linking verb. Adverbs used in modifying another adverb. It is possible for one adverb to modify another, which is giving more clear, more intensity, more meaningful sentences. Help in framing more meaningful sentences. The train arrived quite late. Arrived verb, quite, adverb, late is also adverb. So late adverb is modified by quite, another adverb. So quite is another adverb. So giving it clarity or intensity, quite late. The train arrived quite late. So late adverb is modified by another adverb to give more clarity or more intensity. That is, in this case, it is quite adverb. Adverb used with placement with verbs. While adverbs often follow the verb, they modify. They can be moved for emphasis or clarity. He gently placed the bird on the branch, or he placed the bird gently on the branch. He gently placed, in this case, placed this verb before we use the adverb gently. He gently placed the bird on the branch. We can remake this sentence also. He placed the bird gently on the branch. So it totally differ in their emphasis of clarity. He gently placed the bird on the branch. And he placed the bird gently on the branch. The meaning should be, it's totally changing the emphasis of clarity. Next, fifth one is the use of adverb is beginning of sentence. Adverb can start a sentence to set the tone or to set the mood. Suddenly, the lights went out. So whenever we use adverb at the beginning of sentence, we have to use a comma. So suddenly, comma, the lights went out. To set the tone, to set the mood. These are the uses of adverbs in our sentences. Now, adverbs are used at the end of sentences also. It can use at the end of sentences also. Some adverbs are best suited at the end of sentences. She reads every night, usually silently. She reads is verb, every night, usually silently. Silently, usually is adverbs. So at the end of sentence. With negatives, adverbs can also be used with negative verbs to give emphasis or to give clear meaning. She rarely eats meat. So rarely giving about the negative meanings. Rarely eats, not always. It avoids ambiguity, confusion. It helps in avoiding confusion in sentences, in our speech. Ensure that the placement of your adverb does not change the intended clear meaning of your sentence. Example, only she knows the truth. Only she knows the truth, it means no one else knows the truth. Versus if you say, she only knows the truth, means she doesn't do anything else with the truth. So the meaning of the sentences change. So depend upon where you are using the adverb. The placement of your adverb changes the meaning of the sentence. How adjective function is adverbs? One fascinating aspect of English grammar is the ability of certain words to function as both adjectives and adverbs depending on their context within a sentence. This phenomena occurs when a word modifies both a noun and verb simultaneously. When a word modifies both a noun and verb simultaneously. Example, the food smells delicious. How adjective function as adverbs. Example given, the food smells delicious. In this example, the word delicious not only describes the noun is food, but also modifies the verb smells. So indicating how the food smells. So here delicious function as both as an adjective and adverb, conveying giving the information about the qualities of food's aroma, food's smell. So like this, how adjective function as an adverb, and in this example, when a word modifies both a noun and a verb simultaneously. So delicious is modifying verb, smell also, and the food also, noun also. Adverb versus adjectives, both types of modifying words that describe information in a sentence indicates. Adverbs indicates when, where, how often, and how much something happened. Adjectives identifies the characteristic, quality, or quantity of a noun or pronoun. Adjectives, when to use adverb and adjectives. Adjectives require a linking verb. We have seen many examples such as feel, look, or seem, and modify nouns or pronouns. Adverbs, many adverbs end in ly with suffix ly and are used to modify verbs, used to modify adjectives, and used to modify other adverbs also, and entire sentences or clauses also. How adverbs function as adjectives. Conversely, some adverbs can also double as adjective in certain contents. Conversely, some adverbs can also double as adjective in certain contexts. We have seen one example also in the previous slide. She wore a brightly colored dress. She wore a brightly colored dress. In this case, brightly typically function as an adverb. Modifying a verb, wore, past verb, and present one is wear. So modifying a past verb, wore. Brightly typically function as mostly function here as an adverb. However, it also serve as an adjective. How? It is describing the word colored. Colored is an adjective directly here. Colored is an adjective which is modifying noun dress. Because we usually place determiners and or articles or quantifiers before nouns, and if we have an adjective to modify a noun, we place it between article or determiner and noun. So same case is here, a brightly colored dress. Thus, brightly operate as both as an adverb and an adjective in this sentence. Example of single words acting as both adjectives and adverbs. The English language is full of many example. Replete means full of many example of single words which is giving double duty, which is pulling double duty as an adjective, as an adverb within the same sentence. We have seen two sentences in the previous slides as well. A few example is given in this slide also. The car runs fast, he drives slow, she speaks loud, the boy feels bad, the teacher writes neat. So all the words which are italicized words function as both adjectives and adverbs. Fast, slow, loud, bad, neat. It is modifying both nouns and verbs. Fast modifying runs also verb and car also. Slow modifying drives. Loud modifying speaks. Verb. Bad modifying verb. Modifying noun also. Boy. The teacher writes neat. Neat is adverb which is modifying verb also and modifying noun also. Teacher. So there are few tips for understanding and identifying using adjectives and adverbs in our sentences, in our daily life, in our communication. To identify words that function as both adjective and adverbs, pay attention to their placement within the sentence, where you are keeping an adjective and adverb in your sentences and their role in modifying both nouns and verbs, which helps in discriminating both adjectives and adverbs. Try different sentence example using adjectives and adverbs in different contexts to familiarize yourself with their versatility, with your clear knowledge. While using words that serve as both adjectives and adverbs can enhance your writing, can improve your writing. It is essential to avoid common mistakes such as overusing them or misplacing them within a sentence. So take care of this also. Maintain clarity and precision in your writing by ensuring that these words improve, enhance, rather than obscure your message. Not clear, the message is not clear. A writer can use words that serve dual roles strategically to convey, to give meaning effectively and efficiently. We have seen many examples in the previous slides. By choosing words that perform multiple functions, speakers can streamline their prose and enhance clarity. So in conclusion, the phenomena of single words acting as both adjective and adverbs in the same sentences underscore the flexibility and richness of the English language. It gives the flexibility and richness of the English language. By understanding it, writers can craft more nuanced, expressive, and impactful, important, meaningful prose. Tips for using adjective and adverbs. There are few tips when you are using an adjective and adverbs in your sentences. Avoid double negatives. Points should be noted. Always avoid double negatives. When using adverbs with negative verbs, be cautious, be careful. Saying I don't need no help is a double negative. It is incorrect. So instead you say I don't need any help. Second, don't overuse very. Very repeatedly using very can weaken your writing. Don't overuse very repeatedly. Very repeatedly using very can weaken your writing. Instead of saying very big, consider using use. So no need to use overuse very. Repeatedly very. Third is position in key. First is avoid double negative. Second is don't overuse very. Third is position is key. Adjective almost always come before the noun. Mostly come before the noun. They are modifying. Adverbs can move around in the sentence, but their placement affect the sentence's meaning. Example, she almost drove her kids to school. And she drops her kids to school almost. The meaning is change. Emphasis is change. Almost in this both sentences, the almost is an adjective. She almost drove her kids to ski. As she drove her kids to school almost. This emphasis is totally changed. So it changes the meaning of sentences also. It affects the sentence's meaning. Fourth one is the differentiate between similar adjectives and adverbs. Some adjectives and adverbs have similar forms but different meanings. Late adjective versus lately adverb. Use adverbs with action verbs. Only action verbs can be modified by adverbs. Linking verbs cannot. Points should be noted. We cannot modify linking verbs by adverbs with the help of an adverbs. Only action verbs can be modified by adverbs. For example, she looks good. Not well. Because look is a linking verb. We cannot use in this sentence well. Well is an adverb. So she looks good. Before using adjective and adverb in your sentences, you must proofread and edit it. After writing, review your work, take care of your work to ensure you have used adjective and adverbs correctly, whether you are using an adjective and adverbs correctly in your sentences. Again, I feel badly, but it should be I feel bad. Because feel is a linking verbs. So I feel, we have to use I feel bad. So adverbs and adjective example, there was a bright flash as the lightning streaked across the sky. So flash is a noun and is describing about flash, that is a bright. So adjective, as the lightning streaked across the sky. Across the sky. Lightning. Verb, streaked, across, the movement of the lightning across the sky. Adverb. Lightning is verb, describing with the help of a adverb. Adverb and adjective, a few examples. The following sentences, few sentences are in the slides. The following sentences contain both adverbs and adjectives. Adverbs are in italics and adjectives are in bold. The 6 trout swam quickly upstream. So quickly is an adverb. 6 is adjective. Adjective 6 describe the number of trout and adverb quickly describe how the trout swam. Second example is there was a bright flash as a lightning streaked across the sky. So adjective bright describe the flash. Adverb streak describe the movement of the lightning. Third example is the deer carefully walked across the thin ice. Thin is an adjective, describe the state of the ice. Adverb carefully, which describes how the deer walked. Fourth example is the choir sang beautifully throughout the holiday concert. Adjective, holiday. Holiday is an adjective which describes the type of concert. Adverb is beautifully describes how the choir sang. Fifth example sentence is see across the high dive and successfully performed a front flip. So adjective is front, which is describing the type of dive. Adverb is successfully, describing the result of the dive. So by identifying the word you want to modify, you can avoid making a grammatical error and mixing up adjectives and adverbs. We have seen many examples. Now one example is again given: my dog smelled bad or badly after she rolled around in the stinky garbage. So we are modifying a noun. You'd use the adjective bad, not the adverb badly. So my dog smelled bad after she rolled around in the stinky garbage. So word smelled is a linking word in the sentence. It is not an action verb. So the dog is not smelling something. The word that we want to modify then is the word dog, because we want to describe the dog's smell, dog's odor. So my dog smelled bad after she rolled around in the stinky garbage, dirty garbage. Interrogative adverbs, which helps to introduce question and typically give information about various aspects of a sentence, such as time, place, manner, reason, degree. When did you arrive, about the specific point in time. Where is the nearest coffee shop, which gives information about the location of place. How did you solve the problems, which inquires about the manner, method, or condition. Why are you late, which seeks a reason or cause, which gives information about the reason or cause. So these are about the interrogative adverbs, which help in questioning and giving information about various aspects of a sentence. These adverbs are commonly found at the beginning of a question. We use these adverbs mostly at the beginning of a question and help in giving the details information about the speaker or writer. Commonly used confused adverbs: hardly, barely. Hardly means scarcely or almost not at all. Barely means only just or hardly. Hardly means scarcely or almost not at all. Barely means only just or hardly. He hardly ate anything at the party. She barely passed the exam. Already means prior to a specific time. ALL, already means completely prepared. Farther versus further. Farther refers to a physical distance. Further, FURTHER, further relates to degree or extent. The store is farther down the road. We need to discuss this matter further. So these are the commonly confused adverbs: hardly versus barely, already versus already, farther versus further. So using adverbs to modify adjectives. So adverbs can also modify adjectives to give more specific information about the quality of a noun, the quantity of a noun. So when adverbs modify adjectives, they answer the question, to what extent. So very talented, to what extent it is very talented, extremely beautiful, incredibly difficult, surprisingly good. So the sunset was extremely beautiful. The exam was incredibly difficult. The movie was surprisingly good. So all these sentences are helping answering the question, to what extent. So adverbs like very, extremely, incredibly, surprisingly intensify the adjectives. Adjectives are very talented. Talented is adjective. Beautiful adjective. Difficult adjective. Good adjective. So adverbs used to modify adjectives and help in answering the questions to what extent. Common errors with adverbs and adjectives. Since adverbs and adjectives both modify other words, it acts as a modifier. People often mistakenly use an adjective when they should use an adverb and vice versa. But adjectives can only modify nouns or pronouns, so they are not interchangeably with adverbs, even if the words are similar. So using good and well, aren't good and well both adjectives? Not exactly. Good is an adjective and well is an adverb. Good is an adjective, well is an adverb. Points should be noted. Use good to modify nouns and well to modify verbs. If you paint good, the adjective good cannot modify the verb paint. Correct sentence is you paint well. The adverb well can modify the verb paint. Like this, you can spot the error. The only time you can use well as an adjective is to describe someone's health. I hope you will get well soon. So you do never use good as an adverb. Point should be noted. You do never use good as an adverb. You would no need to use good as an adverb. Using bad and badly. So these are also common confusing word pairs. Using the adjective bad and the adverb badly as synonyms. Bad is an adjective while badly is its adverb forms. Now sentence, he behaved very bad on the field trip. It is incorrect sentence. The adjective bad cannot modify the verb behaved. Correct sentence is he behaved very badly on the field trips. So badly modify verb behaved. And very is other adverbs, modifying badly adverbs. The correct sentence is he behaved very badly on the field trips. Bad is an adjective. An adjective only modify noun or pronoun. So adverbs follow action verbs, not linking verbs. Points should be always noted. Adverbs follow action verbs, not linking verbs, such as feel. Not linking verbs are feel, is, seems, or becomes, etc. In the sentence, again example, I feel bad. The adjective bad is a subject complement. I feel bad. Bad is subject complement. I is subject. Feel is verb. To show that you have a negative emotion. I feel bad. You have a negative emotion, negative feeling. If you say I feel badly, feel is an action verb, not a linking verb. And badly is modifying it. So if you are saying that you are bad at feeling possibly with your hands, not that you have a negative emotion. So if you say I feel bad, feel is an action verb, not a linking verb. And badly is modifying verb feel. Feel is an action verb. So you are saying that you are bad at feeling. Not that you have a negative emotion, negative feeling. This is the difference. Should you use adverbs? Now that you know all about adverbs, you know all about adjectives as well, you may be surprised to hear the most writing advice says the same thing, avoid them. But why should you avoid these cool descriptive words? It is true that using adverbs can strengthen your writing, but only if we use them sparingly, judicially, carefully. Adding adverbs to descriptive verbs can make your writing redundant. For example, in the sentence, she laughed happily. You don't need the word happily. The verb laughed already shows the emotion. She laughed happily. So you don't need to use the adverb happily. The verb laughed already shows the emotion. She is happy. So no need to use Adverb happily. However, if you want to say she laughed wickedly, the adverb wickedly adds a completely different meaning to laugh. So keep it in. So these are the points you have to just take care of it. Adverb versus adjectives. We have accumulated many knowledge about adverbs and about an adjectives. Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives and other adverbs. Adjectives modify nouns, pronouns. Adverbs usually come after nouns. Adjectives come before nouns. Adverbs generally answer the question how, when, where, what, and why. Adjectives generally answer question like which, what, kind of, and how many. So kindly watch the next video. If you find that this video is meaningful, share among your friends and relatives. See you in the next video.